Good afternoon, children. Today's English topic is a poem, My Telescope 4.6. Children, there are many instruments that are used to see far off objects close by. Let's learn some of them. A microscope. A microscope is an instrument used to see things close by. A magnifying glass is also used to see fine written objects at a larger font. Binoculars. Binoculars are also used to see far off objects close by. And a telescope is used to see things that are very, very far away at close distance. Children, there are many things around us, living things around us, which we can see, like birds, trees, human beings, animals. All these can be seen without using any instrument, just with our naked eye. But there are some things that cannot be seen just by looking at it. They are in nature, but we cannot see them. Like this, it's called a microorganism. These are so small and they are present in the air, which cannot be seen by our eyes only. We have to use a microscope to look at these minute objects or organisms in nature. In the microscope, you have to place these small little organisms, if they are found in nature, and place them on a slide like this under this little glass-like thing. And if you look from here above, you can see all these minute organisms like this. There are many different kinds of microorganisms. A binoculars. A binocular are used by hunters or people who want to see things that are far off, especially when you go to a forest and you want to hunt down animals or look at them or study about them. You have to look through these binoculars from this end, and you will see a deer that is far away or an animal that is far away. You will see it like this at a close distance. A magnifying glass. A magnifying glass, children, if you place it on any written matter, it will look like this, so big. See here, the font is very, very small. But here, it's looking big because of the magnifying glass. Today, children, we will learn a poem on a telescope. A telescope is an instrument used by scientists who want to study the stars, who want to see the solar system all around us. So, the telescope is used to look at the sky and study the stars, planets, and the solar system. Children, this is the sky. And the moon is very far away. It looks like a small little white ball in the sky. But with the help of a telescope, if you look from this end of the telescope and you look at the moon, it will look like this. See, you can see these little craters or holes on the moon. It looks as if it is so close by. That is because of the telescope. The sun. Now, when the sun is blazing or shining in the sky, children, you cannot look at it directly. But towards the evening, through a telescope, if you look at it, the sun looks like this. It has these black spots on it, which we cannot see with our naked eye, but through a telescope, scientists have studied the sun like this. And they look at it, and it looks as if it is so close by. Even the night sky. you see tiny dots in the sky, which are the stars. But if you look through a telescope, the stars and galaxies look like this, close by, and you can study them. Have you ever seen something like this in the sky just looking at it? No, it is because of the telescope that you can see the stars, the galaxy, the planets, all like this close by. The person who invented the telescope, his name is Galileo. He invented the telescope in the year 1606. Children, we are now in the 20th century, 21st century. But he was a man who invented the telescope in the year 1606, which is so many thousands of years ago. Today we have very modern kind of telescope. See his telescope, it was just a thin, long thing like this. But today we have new modern kind of telescopes which look like this. In NASA, in America, the new, very latest telescope is like this. See how it has improved over the years. There are telescopes that go into space too. Without even holding it or touching it, it is sent into space. So scientists can study the galaxy, the solar system, the planets, all very, very close by. See, it is actually floating in the air. So the telescope has improved from the time Galileo made it till today. Now children, let us read the poem My Telescope. I will read it out. Please listen carefully. My Telescope by Tony Bradman. I bought myself a telescope to look into the sky, to see the solar system and the comets whizzing by. I searched the sky for planets, for satellites and stars, and now I've got a telescope. They don't seem very far. It's brought them very close to me. It's made the stars my friends, except, of course, when I make a mistake and look through the wrong end. Children, why has the poet said this? Except, of course, when I make a mistake and look through the wrong end, is because if you look at a telescope from the other end, it will look very, very small. It won't look big. It will look small. So if don't make the mistake of looking at the telescope like this boy is doing from this end. You will not see far off objects close by. It will look the reverse. Instead of looking big, it will look small. So this is the poem on my telescope. And now I will read it to you one more time with pictures. My telescope. I bought myself a telescope to look into the sky, to see the solar system and the comets whizzing by. I searched the sky for planets, for satellites and stars. And now I've got a telescope. They don't seem very far. It's brought them very close to me. It's made the stars my friends. Except, of course, when I make a mistake and look through the wrong end. See, if you look through the wrong end, it will look as if it is very, very far away instead of looking close by. Children, now I'll give you some meanings from this poem. Words like solar system. The solar system means all the planets, the stars, the galaxies which are up in the sky. Comets are what you saw in the earlier picture where you saw something moving fast. And whizzing means It is moving fast. Okay, the word whizzing means moving fast. Satellites, I told you, I showed you the galaxy, the satellites, and stars you all see in the sky. Now let us do some rhyming words. What are the rhyming words in the poem, children? I have told you earlier, always look at the last word in the sentence and see if it rhymes with another last word in the sentence. Like see here, telescope and system don't rhyme, but sky and by rhyme. Sky, by. Stars, far. Friend, end. So these are the rhyming words in the poem. Let us read it one more time. My telescope, Tony Bradman. I bought myself a telescope to look into the sky, to see the solar system and the comets whizzing by. I searched the sky for planets, for satellites and stars, and now I've got a telescope, they don't seem very far. It's brought them very close to me, it's made the stars my friends. Except, of course, when I make a mistake and look through the wrong end. Now children, there's one more thing I want to tell you. There are two words, bought and brought. See the difference? Here there is no R and here there is an R. The meanings are both different. Bought means you buy something. When you buy something is present tense. But when I bought something means it is past tense. So the past tense of buy is bought. And here it is brought. The past tense of the past tense of bring is brought. The word bring is present tense. It brings them very close to me. And here the poet has written, it's brought them very. So brought is the past tense of the word bring. So bought is the past tense of buy and brought is the past tense of bring. Let us look at some of the new words in the poem. Far, seem, stars, solar, comets, system, bought, myself, search, planets, telescope, whizzing, satellites. Children, I hope you have understood the poem on my telescope. Thank you, children, and happy learning. Please learn the poem properly.